Okay, so here we're told that we have the equation 10x plus 5y equals 20, and we're asked to write an equation that will form a pair of equations with only one solution. And then we're going to write an equation to form a pair of equations that there are no infinite solutions, then no solutions. So what's happening here? Well, with any two lines, right, we need to remember that on a graph, if you were to plot two lines, so this is our x and our y axis, well, there are different things that can happen. If you have two lines that cross once, right, so in this case right here, that would mean there's one solution and then no others, because the lines, right, the lines can't cross again. And another scenario, set up a second graph. That's hard to see. Let me change that. Oops. You have a second graph right here. Okay. If the lines might appear to be different, let me change that, sorry. The lines might appear to be different, well, and in fact have different forms in their equations but are really the same line, this means there are infinite solutions. Infinite symbol. There are infinite solutions, and the name for this is collinear. And then lastly, right, there are no solutions. Now, a no solution scenario just means the two lines will never meet, and that means that the two lines are parallel, right? So here, that means they have the same slope or rate of change, so they'll never run into each other, but different y-intercepts. So here, right, with parallel lines, there are no solutions. So that is the idea of this question. They give us an equation in standard form, so we'll use that, although you don't really have to. 10x plus 5y, right, equals 20. So you could rewrite this in mx plus b form. Let's just do that really quick. To get that to happen, you want 5y by itself. So I think of 5y plus 10x equals 20. I subtract 10x from both sides. It cancels out, and we have 5y equals 20 minus 10x. But we want y all by itself. I divide everything by 5. So instead of 5y, we would just have y equals 20 divided by 5, which is 4, and negative 10 over 5, which is negative 2x. So now we know that our slope is 2, m equals 2, and our y-intercept is 4. So this in fact makes everything nice and easy. Another way to do it is to use the standard form. So we'll come back to this in a second. But with the standard form, right, we can quickly find the x and y intercepts. So what I would do is I would say, oh, well, the y-intercept's on the y-axis, and that's when our x value is 0. So you can imagine this equation so that 10 times 0, x is 0, it's just 0, and 5y equals 20. So when x is 0, what does y equal? We'll divide both sides by 5, and y equals 4. So that's what we got here. Our y-intercept is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 1 point, 0, 4. Then I find our x-intercept. Now our x-intercept is when y equals 0. So then I would say, okay, if y was 0, this term cancels out. 5 times 0 is 0, and 10x equals 20. What does x equal here? Well, divide both sides by 10, and x equals 2. So that means what? Well, that means our y-intercept is, our x-intercept, excuse me, on the x-axis is right here, 2, 0. So then I would connect these two just to get a sense of the picture of the graph. And then what I would do is find the slope. It's down 4 and up 2, or negative 4 over 2, and that's negative 2. So our slope is negative 2. Oops, I wrote 2 over here. Here you see it's negative 2x, so I should have written negative 2 for slope. Okay, so the slope is negative 2 in both cases. So now, to get an equation of a line which is one intersection, have it cross your line somewhere once, and just change the slope. So I'll have it cross with the y-intercept. Here, if this is the case, then y would equal 4, which is our y-intercept, plus some slope that's not negative 2, right? Because otherwise it would be collinear. So here, let's make it 2. So that's it. That would work, but any slope would work other than 2. So that would be the one solution line. For infinite solutions, right, just essentially write the same equation, same slope and everything. Maybe just change the form a little bit. So instead of y equals, here it is, our equation's right here, 10x plus 5, y equals 4 minus 2x. We could use this equation up here as well, it doesn't really matter. But I'm going to use the y equals mx plus b form. I like it better. I would just maybe double everything, every term, to keep it balanced, or triple, or whatever. As long as you get to, keep the equation balanced, so essentially it's the same exact thing, just looking a little bit different. So 8 minus 4x. And if you simplify this one, if you worked backwards a step by dividing by 2, you'd quickly see that these two are collinear. So this is the collinear line that I'm going to use. That's the infinite solutions. And then lastly, no solutions. So here, the slope still needs to be -2. So I have the same slope, -2, but a different y-intercept. Anything above or below, even slightly, will do it. I'll pick, this is 4, let's say 5, 6, so it's 6 minus 2x equals y. Right? So that equation has the same slope, but a different y-intercept, so it's parallel, and that's the no solution line, or the parallel line. All right, hope this helped.